Hello everyone. So we are going to build our Shopcart e-commerce website, and as you see, the overview is already I described in another video. I'm going to drop the link in the description, so you're going to have what kind of feature overall we're going to have within this application. And now first and foremost, we're going to start building and populate the data and get these things done as soon as possible. And how we're going to combine it, we're going to use the Nextjs, the latest one. If you just combine here in the get started, and as you can see, the 15.2.1, which is the latest version, we're going to combine. And also we're going to use the Tailwind CSS version 4. So that's, you need to be very clarify about it. It's just newly launched just within a week, so you need to be very clear about it, and lots of things gonna booming up within into this build. So to start that one, it's pretty simple. We are taking an empty directory and we are opening our terminal over here. You can directly just open your code editor here, that's up to you. And how we gonna do it, as you see in the Nextjs, for you can go through all the documentation as much as possible as you can consume, because whatever we are dealing in the development phase, all are coming up from the documentation. So if you are go ahead on that, that's a very good tactic for you. And for me, what I'm gonna really willing to go in that installation process, how to set up a new Next.js project. It's very simple. System requirement is that Node.js 18.18. You can click on that and you can find from where you can download it and what's the latest version we have. 22.1.14.0. If we just combine here and we just pass that Node version, and you can see it's 23.7.0. I'm running the canary version. So now we are okay to go. As you see, the macOS, Windows and Linux all are supported for this production build, for the Nextjs build. So what I need to do is to copy this command. I'm going to copy that and then I'm going to paste that one here and hit enter. And after entering, what it's going to do, as you see, I need to provide the project name. So let's say Shopcart YT, enter. And then our entire build, it will be in TypeScript, okay? Because as you see, there's a lot of pages, more than 20 pages. It will populate here, a lot of data, a lot of condition functions, all are going to come over here. So we're going to manage it within the type-safe parameter, and as we're using the Sanity CMS, is also going to be coming up within that TypeScript parameter. So yes, and then ESLint yes, and Tailwind CSS of course yes. And then we're gonna go on a source directory for this project. I don't want it, and app router yes, import alias okay, turbo pack yes, and import alias no. Now just take a little break, grab your coffee or tea, let the data pouring up, let's this combination done the process, and install all of this React DOM, Next and the dev dependency, all of those packages it will install for just creating our dummy application. So the project is created. If we just put ls, you can see the Shopcart YT is created, and also in that our directory here we can see the data is foreign right here. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go cd into Shopcart YT, and then I'm gonna open it within my code editor. Okay, now you can prefer any of the fancy editor you want, like Cursor or others, but for our today's build, I'm gonna use the Visual Studio Code because I love to use that one for so long. Now this is the application, the dummy one for the initialized application which providing the Nextjs. Now what we want to do, the command J to open our terminal here. Okay, I need to close that one. Okay, so now the first command, it should be run here, which is going to be npm run dev to start spinning our application in our dev server, or we can say the localhost 3000. And first and foremost, all the details it just described here, feel free to go and read. And of course it will be tiresome, it will be difficult to go to each and every segment, but if you want to be a better developer, be used to it. Okay, be used to it, read the documentation and try to have a better idea. Now okay, yeah, it starts spinning. Let's open it in our localhost 3000, and we should be able to see our first and foremost application which the Nextjs is providing. So that's the application here. I'm gonna go and bring that side by side so that you can have a good visualization, and for me too. Okay, I'm gonna make little bits okay, like that, so you're gonna have a good overlook idea. Now first of all, I need to Now I want to clarify one thing. There is a lot of e-commerce project in my channel. You can go and see any one of them, and you can have a better idea. But particularly this Shopcart e-commerce website, this playlist, it will contain this entire build in a very proficient manner. So my purpose is that if you complete this entire playlist, you should be able to create any kind of e-commerce website, and you're gonna have a better idea how to fundamentally like arrange and create any e-commerce website. So that's my purpose overall. So even it's tiresome, it's a long like a long video or so many videos, try to finish it. It will be very good for your career. Now first of all, you can just go through all of the segments. So now as you see the next, which after running the application, this is the every single data is providing from the Next, so we are not going to touch that one. Then this app router over here, all the things we are going to put in here later on. So we have our node modules where all our modules is just installed. We have our public folder, and here as you see the images, if I just go and remove all of the images, and you're gonna see there will be a bumpy over here, there would be a missing images. Okay, hot reload is working. Okay, just compiling. You see those images are gone, which probably coming from that public, and we're gonna keep our images whenever is needing. Now we have the gitignore file, ESLint, and next env day, and so many other file. And one need to be clarified here, this package.json file, you need to don't delete it by accidentally, because it's a very healthy for it. And one file is missing. What is the Tailwind config.ts? As you see, it's nothing around here, and in our version 4 there will be no Tailwind config.ts file, so you need to be very careful for it. It will not be there. So how we gonna combine our custom fonts, how we can combine our custom colors, I'm gonna let you know and set up all the things. So first of all, let's go in the app and go in the page.tsx, which is now running the main page. What I want you to do, I want to select and remove everything. If you save, your application gonna just start crying because there will be nothing here. Now what I want to do, because in our application layer, everything as a function in React, Nextjs, whatever you're calling in that, everything written in function, either a page or a component. So we just need to create a function, that's it. So I'm going to create an arrow function, const home. Let's see, we're just going to be in a, of course we're going to use the like customizing plugin, or what you can say extensions to generate all of those things. But first we're going to go in manual. So every function need to be passing a return value. I'm going to pass a return, which is going to be a div, and as we created that div, we okay, home, and after creating the div we need to return. So it should be export and then default, and then we're gonna pass the name of the function, which maintain here as home. And after doing that, as you see, our home is here. There is a tiny classes are there, and one of the most important file nowadays, which is the globals.css. This is very important. Okay, and as you see the theme inline, so there is pretty much important thing, but you know how I like it to do it. I'm except, and previously if you are dealing with a Tailwind CSS, there should be 3 files, right? But nowadays there is only one, which is the import Tailwind CSS, which coming in version 4. Now here we're gonna combine a lot of other things, but keep on remember that one. So now we have our home. Now instead of creating that one like that, you can also passing that rafce and then can rename the page, so home page. The similar way you can do it. And to explore with that, I'm gonna go with a little bit of extension which you need to explore within this application layer. It's pretty simple. First of all, try to use that auto close tag or auto rename tag. It's very simple, which gonna give you a pretty good hype whenever you are using that HTML tags. Then ES7 plus React Redux React Native snippets. Remember RFCE, RFCE or RNFE. So whenever you are creating the React Native or React project, ensure to install that one. And after that we have our prettier. I need to set that one to just go and, like, if I type something, like if I go and make that one, let's say pass a p tag here, so pass a p tag, and let's say home, and pass another p tag, and let's say another home, and save. and as you see, it's combined together and arrange it properly, and that's what is dealing with the print here. So we need to set up that one. Then we need to also have the Tailwind CSS intelligence. Whenever we are typing any of the Tailwind classes, it's gonna give us the prediction what kind of things can appear regarding the classes, the colors, the font, or any other things. And for the optional, you can create install the sanity and sanity snippets. It's just optional. If you want, it's a good ahead of yours. Now we have our home page done. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna combine our global CSS parameter, right? So how we can set that? It's very simple also. So first of all, let's go, this is the home, so I'm gonna put an h2 tag which going to be at home. And by the way, in Tailwind CSS, all the tags getting the similar treatment, so it will come with that h1, h2 or h3. It will not go with the text bigger or something, because by default all going to be equal. Then we can customize our parameter whenever we want. Now I'm gonna generate one p tag when I'm gonna pass that to lorem 50, because we want to combine our font. So if I just go and check in the font details, it's running that UI sans serifs and system UI. And by the way, if you go in the page, or not in the page but in the layout, there is some class like styles is font is coming from the Nextjs, but I'm gonna use the Tailwind font, so I'm gonna just remove that one. You can keep it for by default parameter, is up to you. And I'm gonna remove all of this. Okay, let's keep that initialized. So, or also we can remove that one, nothing to worry. So now it's going to get the Tailwind font, which is still UI sans and system UI. So now we want to set up our font, and for this application we want to use that pop-ins, right? And how we can do that? So let's just try that one. We need to pass a variable called theme, and on that theme we can just simply pass through like dash dash font. We're gonna write that as pop-ins, and then we're gonna pass the variable name, which is going to be pop-ins and sans serifs. That's it. Passing that. Now we can access the font from anywhere. I'm gonna go in the layer like in that layout here, and put a class name, and font should be font pop-ins, and I'm gonna make it also initialized. Okay. Now if I just go and check our font details, you see the pop-ins and sans serif is right here. Now there is also a lot of other way how you can customize, how you can predefine the classes and all other things, but I'm gonna go in this manner. Now how we can start populating the class name? Very simple. If you go in the pages, I want to make that one like a bigger class name, so text should be Excel, font should be semi bold, and as you see, title is changed. And also I can make a padding here, put a class name padding, let's say 10, and it's gonna provide the padding. And now if you hover on the classes, you see the padding which is providing all the details, and a 10 pixel into 10 into 4, like in it will always be multiplied by 4, and so in 1 means 4 in Tailwind CSS. If you give 20, it will be 80 pixel, so be careful once you're calculating on that. So if you hover on the text Excel, as you see, it's going to coming one like 20 pixel and font semi-bold. So all the classes you can view here, you can see here. Now what I want to make a background color, let's say red. So that's the background color, but I want that color to be globally adaptable. So to implement that one, how we can, previously we used to make it in Tailwind config.ts file, but as now Tailwind config.ts file is no more, how we can combine? We need to go and access one variable, which is color. Now after color, we can pass the variable name, and then we can just check through and pass the specific color scenario. So one of the color which we're going to use, that which will be like say shop light pink, so it will be shop light pink. Okay, and as we are writing in CSS, remember it's a globals.css file. You cannot use that one, you can't use that. You need to hallmark directly inject the class name, so it should be fcf0e4, and then that is our color. So now if we just go, okay, fcf, okay, I think, yeah, but why is changing the value? Okay, I think that's the color. Okay, let's see. Now if I go in our pages, and here instead of that color, what I'm gonna provide, bj, let's say I'm gonna write the shop light pink, and as you see, that color is available right there. So that's how you can combine together. You can just make the color appearing here, and all the things can be populated within the parameter, and as you see, you are good to go with any kind of scenario. Now we're going to use a lot of color here, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take all of the colors, and because that's pretty much a very good build setup, so you need to be very careful once you are dealing with that. So what I'm going to do, while I'm going to removing this part, you can just creatively get the colors, and also you can use your predefined color, because as you see, we are handling that one in a very proficient manner. So that's where we need to inject the color very carefully and use it in a very good way. Now this one, I think okay, I'm gonna keep that, and I think this much not required. And now from there, I need to grab that color, so copy that, and as you see, we can just pass that variable here. So I'm gonna select all of it, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, Control V to paste that color, and then I'm gonna remove that one. And the problem is there, it will not be a comma, it should be a colon. So I need to provide the colon as we are writing in CSS file, because previously that's the projects which I'm building using that one. Previously the project you are seeing here right here, it's happened to be the project within that parameter of like you can say using that Tailwind, not that version 4. So that's the one which we are newly adapting here. Okay, one thing is missing here. I need to remove that and hit save. So all of the colors is right here. I have my font optimization, so we are good to go and start building. But before going through, there is another setup which we want, which is that shadcn UI, and we're gonna use that UI to creating a lot of good pages, a lot of things which we are going to combine within our application layer. And to implement that one, let's go within their application, and after that I'm gonna go in the documentation, and as you see, we need to select that Tailwind version 4. If you don't select Tailwind version 4, then you're gonna have a problem, it will not configure properly. So I'm gonna select the Tailwind version 4 and then see what is appearing here. And it's here, Tailwind version 4 and React 19 ready for you to try out. You can start using it today. So we can start it, get it started, and we are using the Nextjs application. Now this is the command, which is the npx shadcn at latest init. We need to run that one, so copy that and let's go in our terminal. I'm gonna take another terminal while keeping open the previous one, enter. And now it's gonna go to go through a few setup, few calculation here. Now for the base color, I'm gonna go with the natural, and then now you can use force, or what I'm preferring is go in a legacy path dependency. So whenever is the dependency is getting upgraded, automatically it will go and just prefetch that. So now it's installing all the dependency, and to just view that, you can go in the package.json file, and as you see, it's install couple of packages where is coming the class variant authority, CLSX, Lucid React for icon, and then Tailwind merge and Tailwind CSS animate. So that's the things is just created. Now if we go, and as you see, that's the error which is coming. So what I want you to do, just close the terminal and then npm run dev again, because it's using typically the, if you just check over here, okay, there's a lot of things is populated. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, we're good. So now you can go through all the class name, because we're gonna use a lot of things from there. Now how we can combine together to encapsulate the things, as you see, if we want to add a button, and we need to run this command. So let's go in our terminal again and hit enter. So now as you see, pretty much just combine here, we doesn't have any components, we doesn't have any other okay, I will go with the legacy path dependency, and there is no components folder or directory here. But as you see, as soon as the command is run, it's created a components library, it creates UI, then button. So in the components, in the UI, we're gonna keep all the shadcn parameter, components, and then in the base components we're going to keep our own components. So in that way we can separate the logic for the shadcn UI and our UI. So now it generate a button. So this button is very good way. It's crafted button because it's have the variants, it has the like the sizes and others, and how we can inject that one. If we go in here and then I want to just populate the button here, so let's just add the button and let's say check it out. Okay, so now as you see our button here, there's some custom class name is provided here. Now we can pass the variant, right? If we just type the variant, and in the variant I'm gonna go in a string value. Let's say I'm gonna pass the destructive. By the way, is by logic is coming with the default value. As you see, is getting the red. If I just go with the ghost value, and as you see is providing the ghost value. So now also we can just decipher the size. So if we can just make the size here, let's say size it will be LG. Okay, so it's getting bigger. Now if you want to manipulate the default parameter, like the default background color, so now it's having the BJ primary. I want to use my BJ color. So let's say okay, it will not give us the thing here, so I'm gonna go with that. Let's say I'm gonna use that shop orange. Let's see how it gonna look alike. So if I just pass that one shop orange, and as you see, okay, and also if we just go in here, let's say shop orange 90% opacity, and you see that's working. So in that way you can like populate your own data, own class name, and so on. So now there is a lot of things we need from the shadcn UI, and we need our accordion. If you just go here, we need to pass that one. We need that accordion, and that one we're using it. If we just go at the bottom, and if we go in our not in privacy policy but FAQs, and as you see we are using, and also in our help section we are using this one. So we need that one to be installed here. Then also we need to have so many other parameters. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna clear everything from here and npx shadcn at latest, and now I'm gonna add those parameters. I'm gonna use that accordion badge. So all together it's gonna coming that accordion, badge, card, carousel, checkbox, collapsible command, dialog, input, label, popover, radio group, scroll area, separator, table, text area, tooltip. If you want multiple, write that space, and you can add as much as you want. Hit enter. So now what it's gonna do, as you see, previously it's installed those things here in the UI. So I will go in the next command, legacy path dependency, and in that UI it's gonna pop, because that's the custom folder or directory for shadcn UI to run all the npx related command and install those or created those components there. So now it's gonna do the same thing for this time too. And as you see, it's just populating, and the button is already exists, so I don't want to rewrite it. Let's just go with that. So now you see we have accordion, badge, button, card, carousel, checkbox, collapsible, all of the things is right here. So now there is some little things which we want to combine. As you see the title and other parameter, we can just pretty much in a good way we can just rearrange that one. Like say we can like if we using in that parameter in the layout, I don't want to see that create next app. You see the title, I want to change it because I'm using my own e-commerce website. I don't want it to be like that. So what I want to do is here I'm gonna just rewrite those things here, and it's going to be past that, which going to be the shop card online store, and then we're gonna just passing the default value, and we will passing a description here. Now you see the icon. Now here in this application I have my own ICO icon. That's the icon is passing with that fabiicon.ico. If you have your own Fabi icon, just drag and drop here, replace it, and it will populate here. So now we have a clear vision of what we are building and what kind of things we are managing. So as we see, we are finishing that setup. Now we can go and combine all together, because there is a lot of parameter we need to cover. We need to cover our data, we need to cover our backend structure, we need to cover our authentication parameter, and a lot of other things. So now as we finish as we finish our setup with that initial build, now it's time to go and projectize and create all other parameter like the header, footer, and also our backend structure.